Welcome everybody. It is the kit build Saturday. Yeah, today's Saturday. Wow. I almost forgot what day of the week it was. How's it going everybody? Welcome. Just gonna give it a couple of minutes so that the I'm live now can go out, and I'm sure that there's probably some sort of commercial thing just beforehand. I'm sure. We'll just quickly say hi to those of you who have already shown up, who are already here. We've got Brian Ferguson. He gets the Timbits for today, and then Eminem Rails and Todd. How's it going, Todd? And BN Ironwood. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So this is probably. I'm gonna say probably. This is probably the last episode of this particular build series, and then we'll start on a new one next week, and then we'll go from there. I think I'll probably be starting a new one next week, but I'll let you know. And we've got a couple more things to do on this building, on this kit, and I'll take you through it tonight. Hey Nelson, how's it going? Welcome everybody. So as you guys know, and I'm gonna kind of bring this around here so you can kind of see it. So since the beginning of January, I've been working on this kit here, this really big kit. It almost doesn't fit into frame. This is the ITLA tri-state kit, tri-state something or other. And it's probably like one of the bigger, more detailed kits that I own, and I'm very happy with it. There's a couple of things that I wish I'd known before I started. Just like something like this here. Now, because you do get mini prints with it, I didn't thoroughly go through the mini prints. I'm just like, there's some detail parts. I might add those after. There's there's two of these. I don't know if you can see that, but it is an air conditioning unit, and that would go in the window. If I paint it, it fits right in there, and it gives it more of a 3D look opposed to the one that I've got here, which is kind of right up against the window frame, or the window pane, I should say. So I'll be able to use these on some other kit, but I've got two of them, so I'll know that for next time. Skullkill River Valley, how's it going? And is it Don or Dan? I can't read that far. Whose kit is this? Yeah, this is an ITLA kit. Nelson's right. This is the Tri-State Fabricators. This thing is it's a wood kit, and you have to paint it and detail it and set it up how you'd like. Now, what I did do, and you didn't obviously see me do this because I did this off screen, off live. I have to adjust it a little bit because it doesn't fit completely into the back. But I grabbed a piece of foam core and I measured it out, and it fits snug right under this. And it's just going to be one of those things where it just pops in there, and then if I need to do work on the inside, no problem. It just comes out, no problem. And that's obviously what I'm going to do here today, because I need to do some lighting. I need to do some lighting, and I need to put some clear stuff over the window as well. Some acetate, I believe it's called. Trying to be very careful with it because it's still very much breakable. So I've got, where are they here? So I've got, should have two of these. Here's one. Where is my other one? Pretty sure I have a couple. Oh yeah, here it is. So this little guy here is, you see that? It's a gooseneck lamp, and it actually lights up. There's wires from Woodland Scenics and their Just Plug system. So how that normally works is that you get two of those lights, and then you get one of these, which I don't like because the wires are very thin, right? So when you push down on that, you put 2 wires in there, you put the other 2 wires in there, and this would plug right into one of the 4 light spots, just like that. And then you can do that 4 times. Or you can add individual lights, whatever. But this is going to be specifically, this here is going to power this whole thing. So I'm going to add this to it. And I have to drill holes for these and glue them in place and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to do that here tonight for you. You have to add a bit of light. And I think I'm going to bring you over to this side because I think it's better over here. You don't get that bright light in your face, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing because these are going right above those doors. My Casso station is an ITLA kit also. Neat. It comes as a backdrop kit, I guess. This one here, you can build it either way. And in fact, you can make it so that it's completely flat against the backdrop and it's like 3 feet long. You can make it into a 3D build, which is also cool. And then you can basically design it to fit your layout. This specifically is almost kind of how it looks here. I really like the look of it. I did change a few things, nothing too crazy, but I'll show you here. So these are just some ideas as far as how you can build it. I chose the one on the bottom there, but you can also do 3D builds. So the big square, fun shapes, and then the 2 there at the bottom, they're the ultra flat, backdrop, and then yeah, more fun shapes. So there is a lot of possibility with this, and you can kind of make it your own, make it fit your layout the way you want it to, or industry, really. There's a specific industry that you want to model it after. Now this might get difficult. I hope it doesn't, but we will try to do this easy peasy. Okay. It's going to be difficult with the camera in the way. I almost regret putting the camera here. Almost. Or maybe I shouldn't be so close. There we go. Whoops. I'm going to put my arm through here. Onto your uncle. And centered right above the door. That's probably not big enough. So I'm going to go a little bit bigger. I just like doing the pre-drill drill hole for the main event here, which is the bigger drill hole. And you really don't have to go too far with it because it is just a thin piece of wood. That reminds me. And I'll do the same on this side. Thanks, Mooch Squad. Hey, John. Okay. So I'm going to So before a lot of you showed up, I was talking about how this is probably going to be the last show building this kit. And we're going to start a new one next week. So we're going to watch for that. And I'm not going to tell you what kit I'm doing, but I will give you a hint. Unless I already told you. I have no idea. Which is probably true. I probably already told you, and I don't remember. Which sounds very possible. The hint that I will give you is that this is not a kit of mine that I will be doing. It belongs to Dave Co. And he would like me to build and paint the kit for him. So if you follow Dave, you might know what kit it is. If you don't, you should. Yeah, I know that guy. Almar, how's it going? Now I know we've talked about doing the group builds again in the past. There, I think it was like January. I was talking about how at some point we're going to do another group build, and I said if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. Me personally, I like the idea of wood kits because they look amazing. But sometimes wood kits can be very expensive. So I was kind of looking for something that, most people can say, oh, okay, well, I can justify that or I can use that on my layout, blah, blah, blah. And Nelson actually sent me a message. I'm going to show you what his recommendation was. And then you guys can let me know if it's something that you would like. I thought I had it here. I'm going to locate it. Oh my gosh, I thought I had it. Structure kits. There we go. Okay. Where are you? It is an ITLA kit. Surprise, surprise. But It is on the low end of price. Just looking for it. Here it is. This was what Nelson had recommended. This is the ITLA 2-story brick utility building. And it's only $40, well, $39. But this was a recommendation, and I really like this idea because it has a little bit of everything, right? You've got your brick, got your concrete, you got a little, what's it called? Chimney. You've got the ladder, safety ladder, doors, and whatnot. And I think most people could use something like that on their layout. And there's a fair amount of detail to it too. Like there's so if that's something that you guys would be interested in, let me know. That so far is the runner-up for, kits that we could possibly do as a group. I don't see it taking too long to do something like that, but at least a couple of weeks, I think. I could stretch that out to a month if we're doing it once a week. Oh, you'd have to show a picture of that, Mark. I have no idea what that one looks like. What's the price of that one compared when we compare the price? Now, I hope this works because my glue is getting near the bottom. Okay, that's a good brush. That's the bad brush. I'm just checking this glue here to see if it's any good. I hope it is, but I feel like it might be kind of useless. I wonder if I can use this. Trackside Mike, how's it going? So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on here. And kind of hope that this works. It'll be fine. Okay, and I got to do the same thing with the other one. Again, hopefully this works. So this is going to add two functions, really. One, it's going to add more detail because you got the little lights on the front there, the little lamp posts, whatever you want to call them, goosenecks. And then the next level of detail, which is basically just the fact that you turn the lights on and it looks like somebody's home, you know? So there's that as well. Have to kill that light for a moment so that I can get my hot glue gun going here. But I can still see, so not a big deal. Gonna have to use my soldering iron as well because I want to change out these wires. The wire is so thin. How thin is it? Well, it's so thin that it breaks very easily. It's more of an inconvenience than anything. Can you even see that wire? I'm holding 2 strands of it in my hand. You probably cannot see that. It's like, I don't know. It's bad. It's good for, drill a little hole, put it through, and, it's good. But that's about it, right? Yeah. So, just going to put these in place here on the inside with this because I'm not really digging this glue bottle. Are you going to put some lights inside to reflect? Yep. Yeah, there's a plan to add a light right here because there's a little hole. So you put a little LED here. And then I need to get another pack of these goosenecks because I've got 2 more bay doors down there. And then, yeah, I can put some sticky lights up here so that it'll shine a little bit for the windows. N-Scale Dystopia, how's it going? Dwight Curley, how's it going? So yeah, I just have the 2 lights for now, but I will be adding more eventually. But I can at least prep most of this and, get all this part of it ready. This is going to have to go like right here. I think I could probably put it like this and you wouldn't even know, right? Put it right here. And then do all the wires here. And then I just run all those from there over to here. But I'd probably run them along the roof. Yeah, there's not much to the inside of this thing. Sorry, guys. But once the back of this is done, then it's gonna, finish off very nicely, I think. Then it's just a matter of putting a piece of track that goes to, about here from out there. And then the boxcar can come in and out. Won't be able to go in completely because there's a backdrop here anyways. And I was showing you guys, I've got this piece here, and this basically covers all this. So even when you look through the windows, you're just going to see black. And that is from the dollar store. So super cheap. Watch that. You can't block the car door. Well, I mean, I can have it come to about like here, but I can do that later because I'm gonna cut a piece of the what's it called, masonite, and the masonite is going to act as a like almost like a module for this. So I'll be able to lift the whole thing up and take it out, and with all the scenery that's going to be on it and in and around it. That's a job for another time though, because the area that I'm putting this on my layout, it's it's preoccupied now with, you know, other scenery type stuff, so just kind of chipping away, doing a little bit at a time. So the building's done. That's great. I'll probably still spray this, which that doesn't matter if I do the lighting. This still comes off, and I'll be able to spray the entire top of this. So I'll do that once it gets a little bit nicer outside. Like I said, most of this is done anyways. It's just the little things, you know, something like that there, which really is nothing at all. Okay, and because it's there, it's not going to affect this at all, and it's not in the way of the car. Anthony, how's it going? Chris, are you going to embed the track into the pavement? I'm going to try. It's going to be one of those things where it's either going to work or it's not going to work, but I'm going to try my best to make it work. So to answer your question, yes. Okay, so this wire is black and red, and they give you the little tip of it. That's all they give you, just the tip. Um, you can solder both the black wires together and both the red wires, and then that's it, call it a day. But because again, it's so thin, I don't like it. I really don't. And because we're already through the the wall, I don't see why we can't just attach it to a thicker wire. Maybe something that bends a little bit. Something a little bit more durable, I think. And the other thing you can do, just in case you don't want to do that, I like these. This is it's like a terminal strip, only I made this one a 2, so I've got a couple of those. It's a little bit better than something like this, which, you know, that'll come out of there. I'm not a big fan of that. It's another version of a terminal strip. These are just like the squeeze and clip ones, where these you screw it into place. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So I have to do my own wiring here with this. Not a huge deal though, because this is the extent of what I normally do as far as wiring. Make a little piece that's probably about 3 inches. Now I should have one of those things that has alligator clips on it. Where did I put it? Has a huge magnifying glass. Ah. There we go. Hey, Brad. Brad says, thanks for doing these lives. Very entertaining. Yeah, I try. Either I'm doing something like I'm messing something up or starting a small fire. You never know what's gonna happen, right? So I wish I could tell which one was the red wire. Okay, I think I got it. So this is where I'm going to proceed to wire and solder these small little, and you know, this is probably why I don't do like LEDs and things too, because this is just awful. Oh man. That's why I have like so much respect for those who can do this, and it's like they do it flawlessly, and it's like it looks like perfection, and it's clean, and it's like, really, you didn't have an adult help you with that? I really wish I had an adult to help me with this. Okay. Yeah, and for some reason I picked up the white wire, and I'm trying to solder the red wires. So now we got to switch that out. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. I think it's already hot, so. Maybe I should clamp these together. If I'm quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. Okay, well, I think I managed to tin one of those wires. One of the two. If I did that first try, then that's pretty awesome. For me, that's a brag. Because it usually takes me a while to do this. Where... That's the next question. Where is my shrink tubing? I swear I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. There we go. Found it. I do want to double check this though. Hey Dave, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. I think I should put my... I'm almost out of the shrink tube. I'm just going to use these. Nope, there's one that's not connected. I thought you were connected. Yeah, and that's no good, obviously, because I think I can see better without that. But I do need... Where is... Here they are. Just reassessing the situation here. Okay, both seem to be on there now. Yay, I did it. Until I go to power it on, and then it's a different story. Okay. So that's one wire down. Now I gotta find both of the black wires. There's one and there's the other. Okay. They're so fine that you can't even, twizzle them together, I'm sure twizzle's the word. You can't even twizzle them between your fingers and get it like. Yeah, we still got lots of snow up here. We got like dumped on a couple of times, but we're supposed to get some rain soon, so hopefully the rain makes it go away. That's the plan, anyways. Oop. It's going to be difficult, isn't it? Have a good night, Mark. I was thinking of licorice. I mean, there's probably an easier way to do this. If there is, I don't know about it. So I just gotta kind of deal. John's going to the Ancaster show. It's been a while since I've been to that one. I think I've only been once. I think I happened to be in the neighborhood and I'm like, Ancaster? Train show? Okay. But yeah. Shrink tubing is very handy stuff. I hate electrical tape, so it's much easier than dealing with electrical tape, I think. Time to get some light back in here. So what I'm going to do, I took this piece here, which is terrible. I took that off, and I'm replacing it with one of these. I've got my little screwdriver here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, now you can see. And I am doing this. The Kitchener Train Show is in March, or it's on March 15th when you're in the area. Kitchener Train Show. Yeah, because I got to drive from Brantford. Is it Brantford? Where am I staying? I always forget the name of it. Brantford, yeah. So I'm staying in Brantford, and then I got to go out to St. Mary's on the Sunday, because you said that's Sunday, right? Yeah, the 15th, because so the 15th, depending on how long I'm at St. Mary's for, but Mike said it's one of those experiences where like you get in there and then you're like you don't want to leave, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna take Mike's word for it and prepare myself mentally. Okay, so black is negative and the white is the positive. So I'm putting the negative color, which is the black and white. That's how I remember. Negative, black and white, and then whatever other color, positive. In this case, red, because I like red, so it's positive. And, you know, if it's wrong, I just switch it around. My first show as a vendor was in St. Mary's for the club back in. Oh, right on. Now, I'm sure I'm going to want to test this at some point. I am not really in a rush to test it, but I will want to test it. And what I'm doing right now is gathering all that extra wire that will probably bug the crud out of me if it's hanging about. It's a good thing I used a blank wall here. I don't have to worry about things like windows and blocking those windows off. I do want to put some hot glue on that, which I'm going to have to plug the glue back in. The trick is to make it neat. If it's neat, then you shouldn't have any issues. Now I'm waiting for that. I'm going to see about cutting this. Just making some more room here. Don't mind me. Okay, so that goes like that. And knife. Cool. Another thing I want to do is this part is completely optional, by the way. I'm just doing this for my kit. If you feel like doing it, by all means. If not, don't worry about it. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a piece here on the inside that when I put that piece across the back here, it's going to sit snug into here. What I'll probably do at some point, maybe put like a magnet of some sort on there. That way it can be removed or whatnot easily. But for now, I'm just putting the actual support pieces just along here, and I have to do one down there. And then that way it'll hold the back piece on. That's the one thing I didn't do with my other wood kit. When I took it to Smiths Falls to do some photos with it, you could see right through the windows, and it was blue sky. And it's like, I mean, you can go through and edit the photo and whatnot. I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to keep everything as natural as possible. But yeah, that was my thought process. But yeah, basically it just not that it ruined the picture for me, because I think I did a good job. But when you look through, you can see like blue sky. So I didn't really, it kind of bothers me. Double tape would work, or double-sided tape would work. I'm just worried about it like becoming unsticky, if that makes sense. Because I don't want it to stay permanently on the back there, just in case I need to do something on the inside. Like I said, I've still got some more lights that I need to add, but that will happen in time. I'll be at Otter Valley in like a couple of weeks, so I'll probably get another pack. I think Dave wants some goosenecks for his building as well, so I'll probably need to get him a couple to do his kit as well. I'm not as in a rush for that because his kit's gonna take quite a bit to do. So, and depending on the weather and how nice it is, and if I'm able to get outside to do some spraying, that's the other objective that I kind of have to get through here. I was thinking of how I can do the doors on like the whatchamacallit, the sliding or the roll up doors on my my 9 bay shop. I got these little brackets, the plastic brackets, but I don't really like how they don't stay closed and whatnot. So what I'm thinking is that because I can remove the roof, I'm just going to put a magnet strip, so that you can push the door all the way open or part of the way open or have it closed. And then you can just put the roof back on once you do that. Perry sent me a link for these servos that you can actually, have attached to your shop, where it'll roll up and roll down the door. But it was like, I think it was like $100 for one. And like, I've got 9 doors on that thing, so there's no way. Yeah, I didn't want to spend $900 on whatchamacallits, servos for it. I mean, it was still cool, but $900. Well, and then there's tax and shipping too, right? Did I have to? Oh yeah, I did have to glue this. Okay, so the first 2 lights are on. I've got the support there. And we're going to look over here for a moment at this support. By the way, when on Thursday, because I did a Third Rail Thursday. I know, sorry, well, it's more GVO After Dark than Third Rail Thursday. But I was showing that I got my stickers in. Very cool. Someone was asking, where do you get your stickers made? Sticker Mule. And they email you promos and all that. And there was a sweet promo on which tax and shipping and all that for 50 stickers. I think it came out to $24 Canadian, but it's a place in the States, so you just got to be aware of that. You know what? That's way too big. Here we go. Okay. There. Okay, so when I go to do pushers, I can just do this. And it's a little bit thicker at that end, so I probably got to cut that down. Is it too tall? Just by a little bit, by a hair even. I thought I cut that pretty straight, but I'll just fix that after because I'm going to need my long ruler for that. Either way. Next bit of business. So we've got, you can kind of see them there now. So that's pretty cool. I'll be adding more on the other side once I get those. What was next? So, a few things here. I don't know how much else I'm going to be able to do where my glue is being a pain. But I'm going to try my best. Just got a few more detail parts. And I'm going to show you my skids too. Check this out, guys. So you get a few skids in some of these pack, right? Or pallets, you know, pallet trucks and all that. So that's a skid. And it's the generic wood color, obviously, because it's made from wood. But check this out. I made a blue skid. And I, obviously, because they get painted, right? We've seen some different colors. I've seen orange ones, blue ones. I might have seen a green one at some point. I don't know. When I talked to Bian Ironwood, he said he's seen red ones before. Either way, that's a blue one. That's kind of worn out a little bit. I'll show you how I do that in case you want to make some blue or other colored skids. But first, I did these steps. You get 4 steps because there's 4 doors, and it's just supposed to go like literally right there, like just outside the door. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed and all that fun stuff, that I can attach this and I don't have any issues. Because again, this glue is being a pain. I have to build something for my wife. I was a good husband, and I bought my wife this cool thing. Have you guys ever heard of Book Nook? Book Nook? It's like goes on your bookshelf in between your books, and it's like a little display, a 3D diorama display of some sort. My wife, who obviously enjoys Disney stuff and whatnot, she's a big fan of Alice in Wonderland, and they had an Alice in Wonderland themed Book Nook. So I purchased that for her, and I'm like, this is perfect. You get something that you can attach to your, bookshelf with your books, and I get to build something. It's not really train related, so I'm not probably going to do it here. But it doesn't make it any less cool because, yeah, it's still a kit. So I think it's one of those cool, unique gifts. Hopefully that stays on there. Also got this thing. Oh, I don't know if you can see that or not. These things were quite the atrocity to paint. But you know, it needs to happen, right? Okay. Hopefully, I'm hoping this will go on and stay on. Okay, there we go. Got two more over here. Hey, Willow Creek, how's it going? Oh no, my wife is watching. Hello, Stephanie. I just have these steps to add and then the fire escape. That's what I heard. I heard her say, you know, free range, go to the train store, buy myself, you know, something pretty, something shiny. That's what I heard. Maybe something in the Dash 8 variety, you know, or Dash 9. That's what I heard. And I'm pretty sure I got that in writing here too, somewhere. I'm sure it's in writing. Exactly. You know, it's all fun and games until she pulls out her trains because she's got some trains too. Mind you, they're just cars, but and for some reason they're O scale. Oh, guess she couldn't find any HO. Oh, I gotta push this over this way so you can see it. So I put one there, one there. There is a dock which I left out on the layout. The dock goes here under this. I think I did a pretty good job on the rest there, I think. Yep, you're right, Nelson. They were, wait, were they Lionel? They were either Lionel or MTH. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know if she found them or if I found them and showed her, and then she's like, get those for me. And I'm like, okay. But Lauren, being the swell guy he is, who doesn't normally carry, you know, O scale or whatever, ordered those in for me. So that was good. Well, who has the O scale and double O scale? Lionel has had a close relationship with Disney. With Probably with Walter. Yeah. I mean, Walt Disney or Walter Disney loved trains. It's all around the parks too. You can't. There's not one park where there isn't a train, I don't think. The real reason I go. Not sure. Oh, really? You have G scale at the club? That's neat. Somehow I feel like you might have mentioned that to me and then I forgot completely. I just got to do, there's one on the very end here that I got to do. I don't know why I'm doing this one. No one looks at the end of this building anyways, but I'm going to do it because then I'll have an extra stair thing and I don't want it. Yeah, Stephanie, if you're still listening, I'm gonna need a new glue because yeah, like this thing, I ruined it. I botched this one. Not gonna be able to glue your thing together. Like this is that's embarrassing. I don't. This has never happened before. You know what it is though? It's the lid, right? The lid doesn't hold true, and then what also happens is that the lid gets glued to the top of the bottle thing, and then yeah, it's a mess. Um, I'm telling you, where to go? I'm going to lose track of time when you. We'll get glue. Landon said you mentioned it, so I hopped on real quick. Have a great night. Oh, oh, my kids are watching, so that means I can't say a swear. Otherwise, money goes in the swear jar. So no matter how mad I get at this building, I feel like Rick Smith is a fake alias. Uh, I guess so. Sometimes when they feel like it, when they're not busy with video games and sports, they do about 100 things. So it's hard to keep track. See what I did there? Keep track. How big are these windows? Rick Smith isn't even his name. Okay, so if I position it like this, I should be able to get a few of these cut. Yeah, I'm not even sure which one it is. It's either Hopper or the Gons. Pretty sure it's Hopper though. Landon is me. This is probably the first time I've actually put window glazing in because, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm usually very bad at finishing kits. I will start a kit, but I will not finish a kit. And that's a habit that needs to get kicked. And then, of course, you want to remember to use white glue, especially if you are using the clear acetate stuff, because it'll frost those windows, and you don't want that. Two windows down, 50 more to go. Yeah, this is honestly not too bad. As far as kits go, I feel like I can do like a way bigger kit. Now, one thing I will leave undone for this will be the signage on the front. I have not fully decided yet what I want to do as far as, permanently making this a business. That I have not really landed on yet. Mike, you're gonna get this kit soon, right? I'd love to do the hotel. The hotel building looks so good. You getting it next weekend? Sweet. Yeah, you better get it before they sell out again. I'm gonna wait till there's one left and I'm gonna buy it. Just like last time. Sorry, Mike. I still genuinely feel bad about that. One window, one window. Okay, so I've got a couple of single windows that I need to cover. Ravenhawk, how's it going? We are doing the exciting conclusion of this build here. Started it, was it January 10th or something? And worked on it every Saturday since, except for like one weekend, I think. Yeah, Valentine's Day weekend. Couldn't work on Love Day, so I wanted to make sure that we did get this finished, though. It does feel good because there's a point there where you're making it and you're like, ah, this it's not going to be good, and then you're like, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I don't know about this. And then when you finally see it come together, you're like, oh, that's some big picture stuff right there. So yeah, it takes a minute, and then when you do see it, you're like, oh, neat. Okay, cool. I did that. Now I do say that this is like the final episode of me doing this kit. There is still technically more to do, so don't think that it's done. It's just done to the point where I'm gonna move on. But at some point, like I said, when it gets nicer outside, I am gonna spray the roof, and I do have to add a couple more lights on the inside and on the front. But I don't have those with me on my person at the moment. So I kind of, just got to wait. I just want to prolong this. You guys have been so cool about watching every single week and seeing what I'm doing, see, every update and whatnot. And I'm just excited to get on to the next kit, the next big build. One thing I do want to show you, if I can take a moment from glazing these windows. These here, my friend and former Thursday night, whatchamacallit, person. I don't know what you'd call it. Streamer? Anyways, he makes dumpsters. And he'll paint them and he'll graffiti them. These are two that aren't on the right now, obviously. But they'll look really good in front of this kit. and he 3D prints them and sells them. He usually sets up at the Port Hope show. You guys know Tim from They Make It Like That. He has an Etsy store, does lots of graffiti and whatnot. So make sure you go check him out. The name of his channel is They Make It Like That. That's his thing, right? So I'm going to put these in front of this and you'll be able to see. I do like these more than, the other garbage can. You can see that there's a bit of a size difference, right? And you can put a load in this one, but I like the top shut. But doesn't mean I won't use that one somewhere else. If anybody knows dumpster fires, it's me. You've seen my work. Okay, so I've got 4 more windows there. Gotta cut a few more of these. I know that guy. Yeah, once this is done, I'll be very happy. I will have officially finished 2 kits in my lifetime. Because honestly, like most of the time, I don't completely 100%. Even my other wood kit, I didn't put the plastic windows behind the actual windows. I don't know why. I just didn't. There's no real reason. I think it's something that I've always done or haven't done, or I look over, look past, skip, whatever you want to call it. But I should. And yeah. Almost done. I guess I got to do that too. There's a bunch of little ones, but I don't know if there's, if you'll be able to even tell if there is plastic or not. The white glue, it dries clear, which is great. And like I said, it won't fog up the plastic, which is also good. And it'll dry at its own pace, but it holds the plastic on there. I don't have to put weight on it or anything. It's just gonna do its thing. It'll dry overnight, probably. The basement's a pretty good temperature, so I don't have to really worry too much. Remember on Thursday when I painted that big thing brown? Yeah, it was dry the next day. It's already back in place on the layout, which is good because it was taking up a lot of space. Hello from Sweden. How's it going? And of course, it didn't cut all the way through. Very fun. Now, if you do follow me on the socials, I do post a lot of pictures and whatnot. So watch for a picture of this on the layout. It'll probably be lit up. I like to take like, those final shots. Maybe put a car or something in front. Who knows? The snow is sinking. Yeah. I figured if we were going to get any more snow, it would cover our barbecue. It was basically almost up to the top of the barbecue in the backyard. Yeah, we have like the cover on it, but it's like the snow on the ground got that high. Is it woodland lighting system? Yes. Yeah, so I've got two lights on the front. You can't see them back here, but I've got those both wired up, and I've got the Just Plug hub, the red one. This is going to light this entire thing once I add more lights. And then this will go to a blue hub, which I'll have 4 of these connected. And because it's in the vicinity of my other wood kit, and I have my train station platforms that are going to be there as well. There's going to be another kit beside this one that I'd like to light up. So I should have that entire corner lit up just with, a couple of hubs and whatnot. Kind of like how I have my paper mill behind me, that whole thing lights up right across. This will be another section that can light up all the way. I don't always use the lights, but if I don't add the lights, I'm going to regret it later. So I do that as a completion thing for the kit. That's how I say, it is good, it is done, the lights are on. Now I can move on to another kit or something. And because I'm not a big fan of wiring, that's why I use the Woodland Scenic stuff. Because then you're dealing with capacitors and all that fun stuff. So I try to avoid it. Yeah, that should be good. But I highly recommend them for anybody who does kits. It's just they've got a good variety, and it really brings the building to life. It makes it look like people live there or whatever. In this case, it's not where you live; it's where you work. But when you light up the homes, then the homes look like they're populated. I'll turn this thing around in a moment because I've got a few more detail parts on the front to add as well. And then we can get another look at it here. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the garage doors. All the doors facing outward have thingies on them, so that's good. And just so that you're looking at it normally, I'm just gonna, sorry about the shaky. So there's the gooseneck lamps that I added. That one's a little low. Okay, let's see if I can do this. So most of these detail parts are by ITLA, like those ladders, the detail parts that are around the those rusted things. I don't know what you call them, but they connect, they lift up and connect to the back of the truck so you can roll stuff off the truck. The That's paper that's on the door that make those caution symbols. The water spout here. So the very top of that water spout is mini prints, but then you put it on the tube styrene that goes all the way down. So that's just styrene. And then all the little parts that go through the styrene, or the styrene goes through, are wood, and those are ITLA. We've got the little camera. Can you see that little security camera up there? That is mini prints. The lights, like I said, that's Woodland Scenics, which is very nice. I might actually paint those. I might paint them black. I think I might prefer the black on there, but we'll do that after. Again, not a huge deal. The vent, that is ITLA, that comes with the kit. And all these little meters and boxes. I do have a piece that I have to attach for whatchamacallit, electrical components, but I gotta find it. I have no idea. Well, you know what? I might know where it is. So I'm gonna check in a second because I think it's in the drawer here. Coming over here, you've got another meter thing down there. Got those vents. Those vents there are from mini prints as well. They come in the kit. And you can see this vent here, that's wood. That's layered, so you have to put several pieces of wood together for that, but I really wish I used the mini prints one. I didn't even see it. This awning here comes with the kit, and that was really fun to build as well. I don't have the dock. The dock is over on the layout, so you can't see that right now. And yeah, basically that rounds up with that. So nothing on top, but I do have, once I paint the top of it, I've got this stuff here that I can add later. So I've got a couple of these, which are already painted. I just have to weather them. Those are wood. And this thing here, which is still glued to my stick thing here so that I can paint it. I have to weather it, though. The last thing that I have to add here, whoops. And I think you can sit down here while I do this. I'm just going to move the tripod because I didn't realize that that was actually really good. And it'll sit like that. Now I can get even closer to this thing. So this part's kind of tricky, and I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. Careful. I'm just going to use white glue for this because I don't think it requires anything more than that. It's either it's going to hold or it's not going to hold. And I'm going to take my chances with it holding. Okay, so there's one. And that'll hold. Next one. Goes from here. Oh, you know, I can't use that one though. I have to use this one. Okay, so that's how I want to do it. I always test fit everything first. It's just easier. Sorry if my hand was in the way there. Fire escape. So now I was telling you about these. So even if I can fit one over here, one in here, or even here. Let me grab that loading dock. So this is the loading dock. And then on the loading dock, we have some of these need to get shipped off. And where did, oh, here it is. So, lots of extra detail parts. Again, you decide how you want to make it. Everything from the shape of these vents here to how you want your wall configuration. What color you paint it. Either how rusted or how new of a building. If you want to light it, you just add your own lighting. That'll look cool if there's a... I gotta put a light right above inside there. It'll look a lot better once once that has the lighting inside. Let me see if I can put this in here just to kind of darken the back of it. Do that for now. There we go. That way you can't see through the windows. So yeah, we just black out the windows. This was a crazy kit, let me tell you. Oh, hold on a second. I've got my skids here. I got to show you how to do the skid. So, blue skid, right? So just... It's as easy as you think it would be. I just got to remember what color I used. What color did I use? Uh-oh. Okay, definitely wasn't this. So it had to have been this one here. Okay, so I find that any skid I've ever seen, and believe me, I worked many a years in the grocery food industry. These would come in, you know, many different colors. Some of them would be in really good condition, and some of them would be like, you know, why are you still using that skid? That's more of a hazard than helpful at that point. But anyways, for the blue ones, it's always along the edging here, the top edge and the bottom edge. That is where you would still see the most blue. And then down the middle where you've got stuff that gets, you know, put on, taken off, you also get, like they stack the skids, right? They, you know, they get thrown around, they get abused. They definitely take a beating. I'm going to do this one blue as well just to show you. Apparently they do colors per company. So whatever company, you know, you're renting these skids, and each company that rents these out will have their own colors, right? So feel free to do, you know, whatever color you want. But I really like the blue. It just, to me, it just looks good. Oh yeah, I'll only be able to fit like one box car in here. There's not a lot of room. With the way that I made this thing, it's, you know, it goes up against a backdrop. Like if the box car goes in and it goes to like here, you know, that's 40 feet right there, and it's still gonna stick out the front. That's about a 40-foot box car. But I use 50 and 60 foot, so it's definitely gonna be sticking out here. Now, the one thing that I did extra that was not in the instructions, you see that wall right here? I definitely added that, and that was actually the doorway. That was the piece that was here. And then I put that on the inside to make it look like a, you know, inside the dock area. You know, like an inside wall continued, something like that. But yeah, you're only gonna get one in there. With the way that I designed this one, or the way I built it, I didn't design it. I built it this way. But yeah, I love all these little things here. These are mini prints, and then these are all ITLA. But the thing with something like this here is that that's like 3 layers of flat wood. So, you know, you've got your main piece, which is the backing with the little part that goes down. And then you've got 2 layers. And then your like little doors on the front there as well. So that's what makes it look a little bit more three-dimensional and whatnot. Same thing with this here. So yeah, it's really neat to see how some of the stuff actually comes together. Kind of like with the windows, right? You have the window frame, and then you've got the top and bottom ledge parts, and then completes the window. For something like this here, the vent, there's a squiggle, right? A squiggle piece goes up that, and then I've got a curved piece, and then a piece that goes into the wall. Same thing with down here, another curved piece that goes down into the wall. But then you've got flat pieces and the pieces that look like they're connecting, like holding this to the wall, which is another 2 pieces. There's more pieces that you can add on to this to, you know, give it more definition, I guess you could say. But you know, I didn't add some of them. I didn't want to overdo it. I just wanted a very basic vent on this one here. Same similar system here, but with something like this, you've got the main shape of it, which is 4 pieces of wood sandwiched together. And then you've got a side wall on each side, front and back, and the top. But then also you can see how the vent, that is a raised piece, and same thing with that one there. And same thing there with that one. There is a lot of pieces just in this little unit by itself. And you have to be very careful about your layers and how you put it together, and you know, you got to pay extra attention and all that stuff, because if you're not putting it on straight, or if you know they don't link up correctly and all that, then you've basically pooched it, as I like to say. So because the marker was kind of wet, right, yeah, I wanted to let it dry for a moment. It does absorb into the wood. You can kind of see that one has a bit more blue than the other one. Might be newer, but what we're going to do next basically changes that anyways. When my wife wasn't looking, I took her nail file, and no, I got these ones specifically for this. I'm gonna sand it a bit on the top, just to kind of take some of the blue off, and I want the wood color to come through. Now the cool thing is that the main color being blue, in the areas that it doesn't really get touched, it's still going to be that darker color, and it's going to lighten up in other places as you sand. So the more you sand, the lighter it's going to become. And every single one of these are going to be different, because you can do one with a lot of wear to it. You can do one with not much wear to it. And you can even get a pack of just skids from ITLA, which is great. But most of their kits like this, you get, I think I get about 3 or 4 per kit, I think. And if you mess up, just go over it with your marker again. I love all the details and paintwork and rust applied look. Looks great. Thanks, Todd. Do you use palette Euro EPAL 1200 by 800 millimeter? I have no idea. I use whatever comes in the kit. Which, by the way, I could use a pallet truck. I need to find one. I think I have one in my wish list on the OVR site. Mark apparently has a whole drawer of them. I don't know why, but hopefully on his next layout he uses some of them. And remember, like this one was like fully covered, so it doesn't take much. It's just some light sanding, some light, you know, and then we put them over. And there you go. Now I should probably put a light under this. Might be a little bit tougher, but I'll see what I can do. I'm sure I have like what do they call them? Nanos? I could put a nano under that. I'm just there's a huge difference when you see something with cool white versus warm white. I think the goosenecks have warm white, so I just got to make sure that the nanos I have are also warm white. Otherwise, it's going to look weird having cool white and warm white mixed together. To me, it just throws the whole thing off. So that's the kit right there. I will probably do a follow-up to this at some point a little bit later on. Once I've got the top sprayed and if I cut a piece of the masonite for the bottom, I'm gonna do something similar that I did over here. So you can see that I have like the squares, and that's like concrete, with the broken concrete. And it hides everything really, really well. I gotta finish down here, but yeah, I'm gonna do something similar with this here. So when I have the concrete down, I'm gonna, obviously have the rails come out and go in, and I'm gonna see if I can make that work. I just gotta make sure that the whole thing is engaged. If not, then I'm gonna be in trouble, and it's gonna be such a waste. But I'm gonna try my hardest and see if I can make that work, because it'd be kind of neat to be able to do that, I think, and it'll look pretty good when it's done. And I do plan to bring this to the picnic this year, or picnic trackside barbecue, trackside picnic with Chris, yeah, the trackside barbecue, and I'll do some shots with this. Hopefully the weather is nice. I mean, we've been, pretty good as far as the barbecues and having really good weather. I got shots of the other one outside, but it was really windy, so the thing kept falling over. So hopefully we can get some nice photos of this, in some actual daylight. and that'll be cool. I think it'll be cool. Yeah. So don't forget this kit is by ITLA, and they make some really cool stuff. Go check out their website. And again, in the future, we're planning on doing a group kit build. So take a look at the options as far as, you know, kits that are not too expensive, and throw some ideas at me. Like I said, Nelson suggested it's almost like a tower. It's like $40. Let me see. And if it's a kit that you guys are cool with, then yeah, this kit right here. So if you guys are cool with something like that, let me know. And it could be the next group kit build. We'll work that all out. I don't think we'd be doing the group build until at least April or May, but yeah, it's good to, you know, decide early. That way it gives people enough time to say, okay, well, I need to, you know, find this kit. I need to order this kit. How long does it take to get to me? You know, stuff like that. But if you contact me and say, hey, let's do this kit, and that's the kit we decide on, I can reach out to Nick and say, hey, we need about, you know, 5 to 20 of these kits. How many do you have? How soon can you get more? Blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, of course, we can work it out that way. So we'll talk that one out, and we'll see you guys next week when I start a brand new kit. Again, not telling you what it is, but if you do follow Dave Co., then you'll know right away. So go follow Dave Co. one last look, and then oh, hey Happy Valley. I'm just gonna show you guys one last time here, and then we'll sign off. We'll see Mike and James on Monday night for Off the Rails Monday. And then we've got Denny from N Scale Dystopia. He's on Thursday. And then, like I said, we'll be back here next Saturday for a brand new kit build. Brand new. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been so fun building this kit. But right now, I've got a train to catch. Have a good night.